Hi, everybody, and welcome to Talk to Rose. On this show, we talk about everything going on in the world, good, bad, raggedy, and wonderful. Hey, Tia. So, what's going on now. Y'all know if I'm on early, that is something had to happen. So, today, the jury had their verdicts on 4 out of the 5 counts. So that's why I want to go over this today. I asked earlier today, did y'all feel like Diddy was going to jail, or did y'all feel like he was going to be finding his white outfit for his Labor Day party? Like, at this point, I really don't know, but I wanted to go over the counts with you guys because I can see why they are struggling on that first count. The other ones, it's like, yes or no, if y'all feel like he did it, or if y'all feel like he didn't. It's just cut dry, yes or no. So I'm gonna go over this. So the jury started deliberating yesterday. I actually thought that they were going to have everything done today, but it's that count one. They said they need more time. So tomorrow, and hopefully they do it by tomorrow. If not, they're gonna have to come back on Thursday, and that's supposed to be their day off. If they really wanted it to be over by then, but if it's not, they're gonna have to come on Thursday to finish. So we'll see. They said Puffy in there looking scared and all that stuff, which he have a right to be, but let's just see how things go. So I want to go over the counts. Hey, Lady A, I'm gonna go over the counts. First, in the comments, do y'all feel like Diddy is guilty or not guilty? Just put in the chat, guilty or not guilty. If y'all feel like he going to jail, guilty or not guilty. And then I'll go over I'm gonna go over the counts. So count one was the racketeering. This was the racketeering. This is everything that's fallen under the racketeering. But let me know if y'all right now, if y'all think that he guilty or not guilty. Let me know in the chat. First count. This is the racketeering one. These are everything that falls under the racketeering. Shatia said not guilty. Kelly, Diddy, not guilty. No. What was it? Remember that R. Kelly's I think he is guilty, but we know he's going to walk. Not necessarily. I don't know. Like, it's up in the air to me. I don't know. It could go left or right at this point. I don't know if he's guilty or not. So these are the counts. This is count one, the racketeering. The first one, and then y'all let me know. The first act is acts of involving kidnapping. So this is what the jury has to vote on. Acts of involving kidnapping. Do y'all feel like he kidnapped somebody in this? And to me, the only person that was saying that they were kidnapped was Capricorn Clark, when she said that he took her from her house and he made her go to Kid Cudi house. So she said that she was kidnapped. I can't think of nobody else that said that they were kidnapped. So guilty or not guilty on kidnapping? I would say on that one, not guilty, because girl, he didn't kidnap you. Acts involving arson. The only thing they said he did with arson was the Kid Cudi situation. Alondra said no. The Kid Cudi incident, they didn't prove that he did that either. They didn't prove that he did it. They said that they knew that he was there, but they could not prove that he blew that man's car up. The fingerprints and everything said it came from a woman. So they can't prove that. So for the arson, Alondra said no for the kidnapping. Yeah, I don't either. So for the arson, I would say not guilty on that too. Y'all didn't have proof that he did it. I don't know how hard it is. Maybe he was paying people off, but to me, act of involving arson, not guilty. Acts involving bribery. Remember, this is all under the RICO. This one is a tough one. I could say that he bribed the people at the hotel gave them that $100,000 to give him the videotape. That is bribing. But how many people in the industry do that? They pay people to take stuff off. That's still the same thing as bribing. But if you want to do it cut, yes or no, I would say that they could get him on bribery because he did bribe them with $100,000. They kind of could say he bribed Jane Doe. If you don't do X, Y, and Z, I'm not paying your rent. Cassie, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, I'm not putting your record out. You ain't doing this. You're not doing that. So bribery, I almost could say, yeah, guilty on the bribery charge. He didn't do the arson, but he was in on it. Yes, and that we know. He did not do it, but he was in on it. Yes on the bribery. Yes on the bribery. So we all saying yes on the bribery. I do believe the bribery part. Acts involving tampering. That one, I don't know. Because wouldn't tampering, I guess, would be the bribery thing again. Like you took the evidence of the recording. That's the only thing I could think of. Acts involving tampering. Could y'all think of anything else he was tampering with? So for that one, I would say not guilty because I don't even know unless you're doing it about the videotape. That I guess you could say that would be tampering. Let me write the yes and no's on the things. So we say yes to bribery. Tampering, I'm just gonna say yes and no. I don't know. What do y'all think for the tampering? Oh, tampering what with the witnesses? It don't say. It just say tampering. So that's what I'm saying. It could be a lot of things that they're saying tampering with. It's just, is he guilty of tampering? Yes or no? That one could be a yes and a no for me. So I'm gonna put yes and no. What do you guys think for tampering? Yes or no? Acts involving forced labor. Acts involving forced labor. I would say not guilty on that. He ain't forced none of them to do that. But again, they could say, I don't know. That one I guess could be a yes or no, but acts involving forced labor. What do y'all think for that one? Do y'all think yes or no for the forced labor? Because I'm 90% leading towards everybody was a consenting adult. So where was the forced labor at? Some people were saying, oh, well, he was paying those his assistants and all that. He was barely paying them money and he was making them work all those hours. But again, they could have quit. So that one too could be, I don't know. Acts of forced labor, what do y'all think? Yes or no? Yes or no on acts on forced labor. Hey, twin. Let's see. RICO charge, not guilty. All the rest guilty. But anyways, it goes, Donald Trump will pardon him. He's already in jail, but Trump will step in and pardon him even if he is convicted. Okay, everybody's saying that Trump will pardon him, but do y'all not remember what Diddy just said was that this term or the last term when he was telling everybody don't vote for him? So I don't know. But acts involving forced labor, Shatia said yes. I don't know, y'all. So I'll put yes. Y'all said yes, the forced labor. Acts involving sex trafficking, absolutely not. That's a no for me. Acts involving sex trafficking, I do not feel that he trafficked nobody. I don't think so. What do you guys think for the trafficking? I'm saying no. I don't think that he did. If that's the case, all the men around this world are trafficking women. I think it's a no. What do you guys think on that one? I say no on the sex trafficking. Witnesses tampering is an act of attempting to influence, intimidate, or prevent a witness from testifying or providing information in legal proceedings. Can be looked as tampering. So yeah, that's what I was saying. That one was an iffy one. So I guess that one will be proven guilty. So let me know. Tampering, we'll put yes. We'll put yes. No. Forced labor, he didn't pay them people enough for that filth. Sex trafficking, no. So okay, so so far we got involving bribery, yes. Acts of involving tampering, yes. Acts involving forced labor, yes and no. Acts involving trafficking, no. Oh, this is the next one. Acts involving transportation for purposes of prostitution. Now that one, okay, but I don't feel like it's prostitution. I guess if you paying somebody to have sex, it is prostitution. But it's like, come on now, like they're getting paid. They was getting paid more than Jane Doe. Them people, them entertainers slash companions, whatever you want to call it, just think how much they were getting paid. Jane Doe was only getting that $10,000. Well, not only, but she getting her rent paid for $10,000. Them, remember, the Punisher was saying he was getting paid like 5 G's just for one session, and that he was coming back multiple times a week. He said that he bought a house, put a down payment on a house with how much money he made from Diddy. So I would say on the acts involving transportation for purposes of prostitution, that could be a yes, but it's like, come on now. Them people wanted to be there. Yes on witness tampering. So yeah, y'all. Legally, if you fly a girl out for sex and pay for her, that is sex trafficking. So about 99% men in this world is sex trafficking. Like, come on now. But if we want to go the legal way, it's sex trafficking. Ooh, Lord, then you might be going to jail. Yes on that. I don't know about the hired help. They was getting broke off and willing. That's what I'm saying. They was making money. So that's what I'm saying. As trafficking, I would say no. Involving transportation, he did have to pay for them to come out there. But it's like they were willing participants. Girl, I could have been on the jury because I would have been like, it's going to be a hung jury because of me. I don't know if, oh, wait. Money talks, BS walks. The right amount of money will make you forget grudges, and Donald Trump is up for sale, period. Yeah. Look, I'm like, yeah, you got me on that one. That's true. No on all counts. No, you cannot do that, twin. You have to go step by step. So, okay, so acts involving transportation for purposes of prostitution, I'll just say yes and no. I mean, girl. So what do you have to do? Just tell a person you flying them out just to have a good time, and then when they get there, you do it and be like, oh, for a parting gift, here's your money. This is just a parting gift. But I can't say that I'm flying you out to do that. I'm just flying you out to have a nice time. And if we happen to do it, we just do it. But then as a parting gift, I'm going to give you some money. Is that the way they have to do it? True old school. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Acts involving drug distribution. This is another one when I was saying, come on now. So they said that drug distribution, to me, that means somebody that sells drugs, not somebody that's having a F off and giving people, everybody that's there, they just having candy sitting around. Let's just think. I talked about the Michael Jackson case last week, and they said that he would write scripts for people that said, oh, I wanted parting gifts at my party, and would have Percocets and all kind of stuff laying around. So are they drug distribution? Like, y'all, it's just like they really doing stuff. Most of these parties, like those parties, they have all that stuff around. So is that drug distribution? To you guys, do you guys think that he's guilty of that? I would say no on that one. I would say no. But they're saying yes, prosecution, because he was, quote unquote, making them take the drugs, making them take it. But that's still not drug distribution. To me, I feel like that's somebody who sells drugs. Sophia said yes. What else do y'all think that he is involved in drug distribution? Is he guilty on that? Yes or no? My sister said yes. I would say no. So we got yes and no on that one. So that all fell under the racketeering. All those fell under the racketeering. That's the count one that they can't agree on. That's the only account that they have not agreed on is count one. And all those fall under there. So then we'll get into count two. Did he or did he not sex traffic Cassie? Yes or no, you guys? Did he or did he not sex traffic Cassie? That's count two. And I would say no. On that one, I would say no. He did not sex traffic Cassie. But what do you guys think in the comments? Did he sex traffic Cassie? That's count two. Yes or no? Let me know. I'll give y'all a little time. Oh, Tia said yeah. Anybody else? Do you guys think that he sex trafficked Cassie? We have one yes and one no because I said no. Cassie, I say yes. So I'm outnumbered at this point. 2 yeses and 1 no. Okay, so that's the second count. Sex trafficking Cassie. Third count. Man at transportation. So was he doing the same thing? The transportation for purposes of prostitution with Cassie. Man at transportation with Cassie. Yes or no? RICO charges are too complicated. This is why the jury is having a hard time with that one. So not guilty. The other 4 charges they agreed on quickly because it was easy to understand. Yep. Because this RICO one is, I can see why. Shatia said yes. So we have yes for acts of transportation for prostitution with Cassie. So we have a yes on that. Do y'all feel like that he's guilty of that? That was the third count. The fourth count, sex trafficking Jane Doe. Do you guys feel like he sex trafficked Jane Doe? And that's a hard no. Because I feel like that she was in it for the money. Cassie, I go back and forth on, but that Jane Doe, hell no. I do not feel like he sex trafficked her. Do y'all feel like he sex trafficked Jane Doe? Yes or no? She was just a liar to me. That girl was a liar. Nope. So that's a no for Jane Doe. Everything for her would be no to me. Like everything for Jane Doe would be no. Like, girl, you knew exactly what you're doing. No, Jane Doe. It's a hard no for Jane Doe. Like, girl, you was okay with doing with everything until you seen that other people was getting more than you. So I have a hard no for sex trafficking Jane Doe. Count 5 is acts of transportation for prostitution with Jane Doe. The same thing as Cassie. So do y'all think that he transported her for the acts of prostitution, Jane Doe? And that's another no. Y'all gotta think. Jane Doe was setting up these freak offs and everything. Like, girl, no, Cassie was setting them up too. Cassie was setting them up too, but that's why I be like, I don't know. But Jane Doe, no. It's a hard no for her. So we got both no's on Jane Doe. And then yes for Cassie's. So count 4 and 5, we all agree. Sex trafficking for Jane Doe, no. Man act transportation for Jane Doe, no. And then, oh yeah, that was 4 and 5. That counts. I went through all of them already. Count 4, sex trafficking Jane Doe. Man act for transportation, Jane Doe, 5. Count 5, no. So see how easy those kind of were to do it. It's that RICO one. We gonna have to see tomorrow. Do you guys feel Also, they found Gina today. Now, remember, Gina was the other girlfriend that they talked about. One of the assistants talked about her in the beginning when he said that he quit because he was on the private jet with Diddy, and that's when he seen him like choke her out and then have her on the ground. And when he got back to Miami, he seen Diddy throwing apples at another Jane Doe. That Jane Doe was Gina. She was supposed to testify in this case too, but they said they couldn't find her. Today, TMZ saw her at Trader Joe's in Las Vegas. And they asked her, "Oh, Gina, how do you feel about the case? If Diddy walks, are you going to be scared for your life?" And she said, "No, he never did anything to me." So do you think he gonna walk or no? I don't know. But the backstory on her, she went on Tasha K and said that Diddy used to beat her up. Said he used to stomp her out and he made her have a miscarriage. This is Gina, the same one. She said she ain't scared if he get out. So I don't know. This is really gonna be hard. RICO charges have nearly, they do 100% conviction rate. If you are charged with a RICO case, they already have enough to convict you. So, but do you think that is true. But do you think that's why it's so hard for them to come to agreement on this RICO part? Because that's the only one that they haven't come to agreement on, is the RICO part. Junior trying to stay in his good graces just in case he get out. That's what I said too. She like, I am not about to play around with y'all. Like, that's my money train. So we're going to see. I'm going to read to y'all all the jury, what race they are and everything. Because I think this plays a big part in it too. That's why they wanted some of these people, they wanted them gone. So juror number two is a 69-year-old man who works as a massage therapist in Manhattan. He has a bachelor's in fine art and acting from New York University. Do that sound like a white or a black man to y'all? I'll say it sounds like a white man, but I'm just going to tell you what all of them do. Juror number 5 is a 31-year-old man who works as an investment analyst. His hobbies include golf, tennis, and video games. He describes himself as an active churchgoer. He might be against it. Juror 25 is a 51-year-old man who works as a scientist and lives in Manhattan with his domestic partner. Juror 28 is a 30-year-old woman who lives in the Bronx with her mother and a brother. She works as a deli clerk at a grocery store. Juror 55 is a 42-year-old woman who lives in Manhattan with her fiance. She works at a nursing home and says she is not a fan of the news. Juror 75 is a 68-year-old man who is retired and previous worked in finances. He lives in Westchester County with his wife and said he listens to old Indian music and likes to play cricket and volleyball. Juror 116 is a 68-year-old man who lives in Westchester County with his wife and kids. He's a retired lineman. Juror 160 is a 43-year-old woman who is a physician assistant and works with elderly patients. She lives in Westchester County with her husband and kids. Juror 184 is a 39-year-old man who lives in the Bronx with his brother. He is a social work program supervisor and part-time security guard who has a master's degree in social work. Juror 201 is a 67-year-old man who has 2 adult children and works in logistics. He lives alone in Westchester County. Juror 217 is a 74-year-old woman who works as a treatment coordinator and has a bachelor's degree in sociology. She lives alone in Manhattan. She does not have children. Juror 230 is a 57-year-old man who works as a manufacturing architect and has a master's degree in mechanical engineering. He lives with his wife and kids in Westchester County. The juror stated, he started as an alternate and replaced with a juror who was dismissed over the inconsistency where he lives. So, with y'all knowing the lineup of the jury, what do y'all think? Like, what do y'all think they leaning toward? Just me telling y'all. I don't know. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat tomorrow. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat because I have another question for the men that are in the chat. How do you think with this case going forward like this, how do you think that this will change dating? Do you guys think that men will really have to think about what they're doing in these relationships now? Because women could be there for you and then years later say that you SA'd them, you flew them out to go on a vacation and everything, and then you could be going to court next saying that you sex trafficking somebody. How do you think dating will go forward after this case? I guess probably it could go with regular men, but men that really got money. How do you think that this will affect dating going forward now? You see, Ro, in a court of law, and any lawyer will tell you this, it's not about whether you're innocent or not. It's what you can prove. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Jury special instructions are additional directions or guidelines given to a jury by a judge beyond the standard of instructions. Do y'all think that they gonna have a verdict tomorrow, or do y'all think we gonna be waiting until Thursday? Alondra said not guilty. For example, the judge can instruct the jury to not consider the videotape of him beating the girl. And they did say that, that's why I was surprised with the arson thing, because they said that they couldn't talk about that, and even the kidnapping and all that stuff. So I'm surprised those counts were still in there, because they were told that they supposed to forget about that part. I honestly still feel like this should have been a domestic case. And if that was the case, Diddy is guilty all the way down to the ground. He's guilty all the way down to the ground. But for them to get him on sex trafficking and drug distribution and prostitution, it's like, come on now. It should be a line up of entertainers that should be in court after him then. Not saying that this is right, but all these were willing participants. The only person that I'll be saying sometimes I'll be off and on with her is Cassie. But I side-eyed her when she said, when one of the assistants told her, I think it was Capricorn Clark, told Cassie, why don't you leave Diddy alone? And Cassie told her, well, who am I supposed to date if I don't date Diddy? Jay-Z is already taken. Who am I supposed to date then? So that made me side-eye her like, girl, so you want to keep getting beat up? But I don't feel like he should have been beating that girl up like that. So that's why I do feel like she should have got her payout. I ain't even mad that she got her payout. But I do feel going forward that women should not be able to just do civil cases. They should have to do a criminal case. And if that person is proven guilty, then do a civil case after them. I don't think that people should just be able to just do civil cases and just get somebody for money. Like if somebody did something to you and they essaying you and doing all this stuff, why would you not want them to go to jail? Why would you not want them to go to jail? So they can't do this to nobody else. You ain't worried about nothing else but getting some money off of it. Like, aren't you traumatized after this? So I feel like they should make them have to do criminal cases first. That's how I feel. What do you guys think? Do you guys think they should just still be able to do civil lawsuits or what? Tia said Thursday. Alondra said Thursday too. That's gonna be their off day. But they don't know that they can. That's what I'm saying. Can they not watch the news? Because they don't know that they can come in Thursday. They thinking like if they don't do it tomorrow, they gonna have to come back on Monday. But they not knowing if they don't do it tomorrow, they come back on Thursday. The new word that everybody wants to use is victim, but how can you be a victim when you are a willing participant? That's the same way I feel too. But I do feel like Cassie was a victim 50-50. She the only one. I do feel like Cassie was a victim 50-50. Like 50% she was, 50% she wasn't. How many times have women came forward and not been believed? Okay, that is true, Alondra. That is so true. But if you can do a civil suit, why can't you do a criminal case? Why can't you do that? Why would you not want them to go to jail? Why would you not want them to go to jail? I would want you to go to jail. I wouldn't want you to do that to nobody else. That's why they be doing it like the way. That's why they may be doing it that way. But they should still have to do a criminal case first. But I guess in this perfect world, it's all about a money grab. So we'll see how this case goes. And if they gonna have a verdict tomorrow, if he gonna be found guilty or not guilty. I do feel like if he's found guilty, well, y'all saying that Trump said that he would pardon him. But I feel like he gonna get time served. Because after that, it's up to the judge. It's up to the judge to give how much time he wants to give him. And this judge, so far to me, he seems like a pretty fair judge. He seems very fair. So I don't know. I can't see him being, I don't think Diddy is going to go away for no 11 years and all that. 11 and for the rest of his life and 20 years and all that. This ain't no R. Kelly case where he's about to get 30 years. I don't think so. But who am I? I'm just somebody that's running their mouth on the internet. Do y'all think that if he's found guilty, how much time do y'all think he will get? If he's found guilty, how much time do you think that he would get? Do y'all think he would get between 1 and 5 or 10 and 20? What do y'all think in the chat? And then some people are saying like people is forgetting about all the stuff that Diddy has done. I haven't forgot about none of the stuff that he done. I still feel like Diddy is the devil. I feel like he's the devil, but I just feel like this case wasn't it. I think it's other stuff that they could have got him on, and they dropped the ball on that. I do think that if he do get off, this should be a humbling experience. But some people say if he get off, he gonna be really cocky after this. But it's like, okay, just like they did O.J. Simpson, they might have not got you for this one, but they'll get you for something real stupid after this. So you might not want to be too cocky. You might want to leave that, or if you doing that baby oil and all that stuff, you might, I don't know how he gonna do it. You just have your girlfriends and do it. You might want to say you got a boyfriend now, and it be y'all three having a party. Do y'all think Diddy is gay? That's another thing. Do y'all feel like he's gay because of the stuff he did? None of the sex workers said that he tried to have intercourse with them at all. It's just the nasty stuff he did with their milk, I'll say. That's gay to me. That part is gay to me. But none of them actually said Diddy participated and did anything to them. Let's see. Oops. Alondra said time served or 1 to 5 years. Yep. Tia said time served. Candy's World. Silver is for the money and it falls underneath civil rights. A criminal case is for maximum punishment, basically. Like this RICO, they have concerns about. I know that, Candy World, that's what it's about. But do you feel that they should have to do the criminal case first? Like, why shouldn't that person be found guilty before they can do the civil case? Because in that case, we know that you're guilty of what you're doing, and then you can cash these people out. Why should they only be able to just do civil cases and then just be like, I don't care, they can still roam the streets and do it to their next victim? I just feel like that part is unfair. That part is so unfair. Yes. I don't know what you say yes to, Tia, but okay. It's only so long that the jury is going to fight to keep a bad man free. After a while, that jury is going to want to go home. Yeah, that's why I was surprised that they didn't do it today. But that RICO part is hard. Everything that fell under it. Everything that fell under it is like, tomorrow, I do think that I low-key think that we're going to get a verdict tomorrow. I think so. This is federal court and there are mandatory minimums. Okay. Ugh. Let's see. Sex trafficking charges, count 2 and 4, each carry a mandatory minimum of 15 years in prison and maximum of life if convicted. Okay, so she said this. So Taylor said this. So let's go over Acts 2 and 4. Acts 2, sex trafficking, Cassie. And everybody said yes on that. So she said sex trafficking on count 2 and 4. So counts 2, we all said yes. Count 4, that was the Jane Doe. Everybody said no. So for Cassie, it's yes. Everybody said no. So just say that would be 15 years then. Because count 2, everybody said they feel like he's guilty on sex trafficking Cassie. Transportation for the purpose of prostitution, count 3 and 5 carries a maximum of 10 years in prison, but no mandatory minimum. Okay, so Acts 3 and 5, which are the transportation of Cassie for prostitution, y'all said yes. And then 5, everybody said no. That was Jane Doe. So it's like everybody is proven on Cassie, and on Jane Doe is not guilty. So if he go to jail, it's going to really be because of the stuff that, for the Cassie stuff. That he's gay. Oh, yeah. I don't think, well, let me rearrange that. I don't think that he's gay. I think he's bisexual. I don't think he's just full out gay. And even if he is bisexual, oh, well, like that's your prerogative. But it's just some of that playing with the man stuff is disgusting. So I don't know. Though, because they never went to the police. But just say if the crime happened like the hotel, then it becomes criminal with the drugs, escorts, hoes, etc. RICO is the biggest charge, 20 to life. And that's the one that they having a problem on the RICO. On the RICO. And on the RICO, just think all of us was yes, no, yes, no. So just think how the jury is. We said, yeah, it was yes and no. It was like split. We gonna see then. We all know he is disgusting. Yeah, that was literally like one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard somebody do. Like, that's disgusting for a man to do that. A man to do that, that's just totally disgusting. But I feel like if he's found not guilty, it'd be women lined up to do it. And that's just the way this world is. It's gonna be women lined up to do that nasty mess. I don't know. They got Kelly with that in the Mann Act, but he doesn't have that charge. Oh, Kelly with that in the Mann Act, but he didn't get. Yeah, and just think, Kelly got that 30 years, and he trying to get out of jail at any means. Just like with R. Kelly, it's like y'all, these people get too many chances, and y'all know that I'm a hardcore R. Kelly fan. But when it came to that case, I was like, he's guilty. Now, I don't feel like he was guilty by himself. I feel like the parents should be in cell block 2 right next to him. But R. Kelly was guilty, and you got away the first time. Then you just keep on doing the stuff. Now you in jail for 30 years. I can't even be mad at him. And I love R. Kelly. I still listen to his music and everything. But he, period, point blank, right is right and wrong is wrong. And he was wrong for the things he did. But the parents was feeding their daughters to him on a silver platter. So they should be in jail too. And just like if Diddy is found guilty, why is KK not going to jail? KK should be right there with him and the bodyguard. I don't think that he should go to jail by themselves when they do these RICO cases. Y'all gave everybody immunity. How is he going to jail by himself? He wasn't doing this by himself. That's the part I don't get, but I guess they make up their own rules when it comes to situations like this, because if he is found guilty, KK needs to be right up in there with him. She needs to be there. So if the verdict come out tomorrow, y'all, make sure y'all make sure everybody that's watching, I'll be forgetting to say that. Make sure y'all press the like button. And if they have a verdict tomorrow, y'all know I'm gonna talk about it. Tomorrow's my regular day to come on anyways, but I'm sure gonna talk about it because I can't wait. I'm gonna be at the edge of my seat. Let me see what she said. RICO can get up to life in prison. They're not mandatory minimum. in the RICO, so he is not guaranteed at least 20 years. The judge determines the sentence according to the U.S. sentencing guidelines. Oh. But okay, so my question is to you, Taylor, if you said that there's no mandatory minimum, can the judge just give what he wants to give then? If he's found on some of those charges? Because I really don't know. This is a learning experience for all of us. I don't think Diddy did what they're trying him for, but he's guilty of other things. That's what I said too, because I said that from the beginning. I said I don't think he's guilty of these things. He's guilty for beating up Cassie, but it's not a DV case. But he is guilty for beating him up. But a lot of people in the chat said that he was guilty of sex trafficking Cassie and the purpose transportation for purpose of prostitution. A lot of people say he's guilty of that, but I don't know. I think that he's guilty on a lot of other things that they could have did a federal case on it. I don't know why they didn't do that. It would have been cut and dry, like, sir, you are guilty. And in civil cases about evidence, it doesn't take much to win in a large settlement in a civil case. Facts, Taylor. Oh, I wish you could have came on, Taylor, so you could have really talked to us. I wish I could give you the link so you could come on and tell us how this works. He's gay, but it doesn't seem himself as gay. But he doesn't see himself as gay, just like Tyler Perry. I still don't think he's gay. I think he's bisexual. I think Tyler Perry is gay. But I feel like people can do what they want to do with their sexuality. You shouldn't have to come out and be like, oh, I'm gay or I'm bisexual. You can do what you want to do with your sexuality, long as you're not forcing nobody or raping nobody or nothing like that. I feel like people should be able to do what they want to do. I think Tyler Perry is gay, but I don't feel like nothing is wrong with him. But Diddy, he's just bisexual and nasty as hell. In other words, RICOs do not carry the mandatory minimum of 20 years, but the judge can sentence him up to life in prison depending on the underlying predict acts and other factors. Oh, thank you, Taylor. You have to let me know if you want to come on and talk about all the stuff so we really can know what's going on. You can come on and talk. I will let you talk because we really be wanting to know how this works. And because a lot of people be feeling like, oh, this wasn't a RICO, this wasn't a RICO. But a lot of people was like, no, this is a RICO because X, Y, and Z. But you are explaining a lot of stuff to us. So if you want to come on and talk about everything, how this works, you are more than welcome to come on because I would love to have you on here to talk about it. So tomorrow, like I said, if they have a verdict tomorrow on all counts, I will come on here and we're going to talk about it. I don't know. I feel like it could go either way tomorrow. I really feel like it could go either way. It could go either way. He could be going home. He could be going to jail. We'll see. Some people say money talks. So y'all saying that if he is found guilty, that Trump gonna let his ass out. We'll see. He doing so much reckless stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if he did let him out. So we'll see if he gets out this week, if he's found guilty or not guilty. So make sure, like I said before, you guys like the live and subscribe and share if you haven't already. And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Have a great night. And remember, Taylor, whoever you are, if you want to come on, you can come on and talk. Have a great night, everybody. Good night, and thank you for watching again. Oh, wait, hold on. Taylor said something else. Oh, I think I did see this. Bye, cuz. Oh, no, I already read this. I did read it. Okay, you guys. So thank you, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And I'll see you guys earlier tomorrow if he's found guilty. Have a good night.